not good enough to beat me. You think this man's gonna beat me? You think I'm gonna let a guy from the UK come here and beat me and take my belt? You lost your mind.
Listen, Ryan, calm down. You're having one of them little episodes. Calm down. I know you're getting all excited.
Again, bro.
I know you're getting all excited, but I'll come over there and smack them glasses straight off your face.
Crazy? I don't even understand.
I'll come over there and smack them glasses straight off your face. That's what I'll do. Sitting there.
You won't do shit. I promise you won't do shit. I promise you won't do shit.
Who won't do shit? Who won't do shit? Who won't do shit? Who won't do shit? Yeah, who won't do shit? Who won't do shit? Yeah, cool. Wait till I smack you up.
Bro.
Wait till I smack you up and make you quit. Wait till I smack you up and make you quit.
Yeah, why?
Make you quit.
Hey, you won't make it a fight. Your dad knows you won't make it a fight.
Proven. You quit.
You won't make it a
You
fight.
quit. You have no heart.
All right,
You're
bitch.
not Mexican,
I promise
bro.
you I'll beat you the
You're not Mexican, bro. You ain't got the heart.
Make it a bet.
Yo tengo huevos más grandes que tú, cabrón.
So make it a bet.
Me la pelas, pendejo, me la pelas.
So make it a bet.
¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué más mexicano que tú, cabrón? ¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Hacer algo? Este cinturón va conmigo para Londres, pendejo. Pendejo, va conmigo para Londres, tú ya lo sabes.
The Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn press conference went from playful trash talk to complete chaos in a matter of seconds.
It don't really make no difference to me what he does. Ultimately, I can't wait to put my fist up through his head, through his skull, September 12th. That's it. He can talk and throw his toys out the pram and have his little flare-ups, his tantrum things that he does. It don't make no difference to me. I've dealt with weirder.
Ryan, what exactly are you drinking over there?
All black coffee.
What do you think of Conor Benn? Obviously, he's had some accusations of being maybe inconsistent with his performances, had those great fights with Eubank. What do you think of him as an opponent?
I mean, if I look at his career, he's only fought guys that are on the way out. He's never fought a young, hungry, talented fighter. This is actually his first time ever doing it. So we're gonna see what he has. He's rushed into this position. So we're gonna show him that what happens when you rush into something you're not ready for, and this is a promise.
Ryan came in with that familiar confidence, smiling, joking, and constantly poking at Conor. But this time, the teasing seemed to hit a completely different nerve. Every little remark added another layer to the tension, and you could see Benn getting visibly more frustrated as Ryan kept pushing the buttons.
No, I mean, listen, I take you with a picture, so I couldn't care less what he says. No, I mean, it really don't bother me. He talks a lot of talk, but ultimately, it's getting that title, claiming that #1 spot. He says this has been rushed. It's been 10 years in the making. You know, he got his ass handed to him by Rolly, and then magically got a world title shot. I'm coming off the back of Fight of the Year up at middleweight. Avenging my loss.
He almost got beat up by Regis Progress. His face was squished by Regis Progress.
Avenging my loss.
30 years old. If I let this man beat me, that would be
having another
great.
tantrum. This is what he does, he has another tantrum.
Keep talking, bro. Like I said, you're going to get knocked out under 5. You're going to get knocked out under 5.
He got a WBC world title shot.
Hey, Turkey,
and I'm here to take it off him. That's it. And that's what I'm here to do.
Hey, Turkey, thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to knock him out 5 and below. Shout out Turkey. Shout out Dana.
Then Ryan took it one step further, and suddenly Conor wasn't interested in standing behind a microphone anymore. Benn moved toward Garcia on the stage, looking ready to settle the argument right there, and the entire atmosphere instantly changed.
How do you feel about that?
No, I mean, listen, he's like a big child, he's like a spoiled brat, throws his toys out of the pram on social media, throwing little tantrums. I'm not really too concerned about this little influencer to my right. He ain't a fighter. He can say whatever he wants. It ain't gonna make no difference come September the 12th. Proven. Yeah, 12-round war proven. I don't quit, I don't stay down.
He's not gonna make it 12. He's not gonna make it 12. There's not gonna be a 12-round war. I promise you that.
I don't stay down on one knee.
Look at his hair, bro. He's looking for attention. Look at his hair. He's looking for attention. He ain't gonna make it past 12. I promise you. This not be a 12-round war. He's not good enough. He's not good enough to beat me. You think this man's gonna beat me? You think I'm gonna let a guy from the UK come here and beat me and take my belt? You lost your mind. Listen, Ryan.
Security rushed in before the situation could escalate, stepping between the two fighters and forcing them apart as the crowd reacted to the madness unfolding in front of them. Ryan, of course, still looked like he had a few more jokes ready, while Conor had that look of a man who had completely run out of patience. That's what made the moment so entertaining, because neither fighter looked willing to back down. The microphones were supposed to be there for promotion.
You're sitting there.
You won't do shit. I promise you won't do shit. I promise you won't do
shit. Who won't do shit? Who won't do shit? Who won't do shit? Who won't do shit? Yeah, who won't do shit? Who won't do shit?
But for a few seconds, it looked like the actual fight had arrived early. Security eventually managed to separate them and restore some order, but the damage was already done. Now the rivalry has gone from words to something much more personal, and after a press conference like that, you already know every stare, every interview, and every face-off is going to carry a little more tension.
He knows that Ryan Garcia has been stopped before, happened against Gervonta Davis. He got dropped against Romero. Conor Benn wants the knockout. He's shown that he has big power at 47. This is going to be his first fight at the weight in, I believe, 4.5 years or so.
To me, that's actually news, Gabe, because not everyone trains for the knockout, right? Yeah. You hear a lot of fighters say, hey, I'm going to train to beat him. If the knockout comes, it comes. What does this mean to you?
I think this is the way he can win the fight, is by knockout. I don't think he can win the fight on points with Ryan. So it's smart if that's what he's aiming for, but it's going to be really tough. Him coming down from 60 to 147.
That's scary.
I mean, you might lose that power. You know, that's what happens most of the time when...
The chaos from the Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn press conference carries perfectly into the Ring Magazine panel, because now the jokes and confrontations give way to one simple question. Can Conor actually stop Ryan Garcia? Mike Coppinger brings the first major piece of information, saying Benn is specifically training for the knockout, and that immediately changes the way I look at this matchup. Gabe Rosado doesn't dismiss that approach either. He argues that knockout power may be Conor's clearest path, because beating Ryan on points is a much tougher assignment.
Ryan's either going to have to take that out of Conor's hands by knocking him unconscious, or he's going to have to show that he has dog in him, that Conor Benn is calling out, saying you don't have that in him. He's going to have to show at some point that, no, I got that.
He emphasized that on an interview, like, look, listen, you are great, you are but I watch you stop. I watched another fighter make you stop, and then when you think about that, I'm like, damn. That makes a good point.
He did make a good point, but to Ryan's credit, he did get off the canvas against a gold medalist and Luke Campbell and score a knockout. So I think he deserves that credit.
No, I'm talking about dogs. I'm talking about you unleash the collar and you put him in there with a dog. Luke ain't no dog. He's a good fighter, he ain't no dog, though.
Conor Benn's
that's a dog, you know?
That's a pretty good bark.
Yeah, it is.
But then Max Kellerman throws the weight question into the middle of the conversation, and now we've got another layer. Benn has spent time at 160 and 150, and dropping back to 147 brings legitimate questions about whether the same physical strength and punching power follows him down. Kellerman brings up Roy Jones Jr. as the warning sign, while Rosado points out that Benn looked like a much bigger, stronger fighter during his recent run at higher weights. That's where this gets spicy. Conor can bring serious pressure, but Ryan isn't exactly waiting around to admire it.
Because you bulking up to fight Eubank. You're bulking up. You're lifting weights. You getting husky, and now you got to take away all that muscle. That's why I feel like I don't know if that power is going to be there.
Right, he was a big, strong.
But I don't know.
Conor Benn, if you go back, was a big, strong, power-punching welterweight who, because of the family rivalry with the Eubanks, moved up to fight a bigger man. But once he moved up, it's like when Roy went to heavyweight. It's a great example.
Kellerman points toward Garcia's ability to box, while the panel also brings up Ryan's body punching as something that could become especially important against a fighter making a demanding weight cut. Then Shady McCoy adds the wild card. Conor brings that relentless mentality where simply being in front of him doesn't guarantee he'll slow down. So now the equation is clear. Conor wants to turn this into a physical fight and make his power count early. Ryan needs to use his speed, movement, and timing while making that weight cut work against Benn. One thing is certain. This isn't a simple power versus speed matchup anymore. It's a test of whose strengths survive when the other man starts taking them away.
Well, I mean, Ryan can box, or if Conor, especially if he's weight trained, is training for a knockout like Gabe says, and he's coming in on him, because Conor's a dog, he is. But sometimes, like Joe Frazier was a dog. George Foreman hits so hard that on the way in, it doesn't matter how much dog you have in you, you get lifted off the canvas, right? And Ryan has that kind of power.
I could see Ryan digging the body. Because a guy that is cutting weight, the first thing you want to do is attack the body. So, you know, you can physically look good, but that body may not be able to take that punishment.
I just think it's a great point.
Yeah, so I think, and Ryan's a good body puncher.
Maybe.
That Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn debate already had enough fuel, but Ryan's response takes the whole conversation straight into the comedy department. After the Ring magazine panel questioned whether Benn's size, pressure, and power make him a dangerous matchup, Ryan basically decided he wasn't going to sit quietly and let every prediction slide. The moment Bomac's assessment comes up, Ryan fires back with the kind of trash talk that only Ryan can deliver, turning the conversation away from technical breakdowns and straight toward personal jabs. "You're fat," Ryan says before throwing in his epic line, and you already know the internet is going to run with that one. But underneath the jokes, there is a serious message in Ryan's reaction. He isn't buying the idea that one bad performance suddenly erased everything he's accomplished.
But on the real though, you look great with bodies. You dropped him within 1 minute.
That's what
you
I'm saying,
dominated.
bro.
You could the corner could have stopped.
Look at it, bro. I always tell people, look at the whole body of work. That's why a lot of boxing analysts get the fights wrong. One, styles make fights, and two, your whole body of work is supposed to be what you pay attention on. Like, LeBron James could have one bad game, but you're not going to talk shit about LeBron. You're going to look at his whole body of work. My whole body of work is usually it's an exciting fight, and usually I win. I mean, I'm not here to be like, oh my gosh, like, that guy sucks because of one night. You know, everybody said Devin Haney was going to lose to Brian Norman because he had a bad night with Jose Ramirez.
Ryan points to his overall body of work and reminds everyone that fighters make adjustments. That's important heading into Benn, because this fight isn't happening in a vacuum. Ryan knows people are questioning whether he's still the same explosive fighter, and Conor's team is openly leaning into that narrative. Then Henry Garcia jumps into the conversation and takes it even further, basically telling the critics to stay out of the way while Team Garcia handles business. That's the part I like. Talk all you want before the fight, but eventually Ryan has to answer those questions with his hands, not another interview. And honestly, that's why this matchup has become so entertaining. Benn brings the pressure, Ryan brings the speed, and both camps are throwing gasoline onto a fight that already had plenty of heat. Now the jokes are flying, the predictions are getting louder, and September 12th is getting closer.
What
Bomac said about Conor Benn's gonna destroy Ryan.
Man,
That he
you know
feels he's
what?
not the same.
They should stay retired, okay? It's becoming a joke now. I'm being honest. I mean, the guy should stay retired. And then his coach, like Ryan said, man, he said chips, I said Doritos. So, same thing. And I think, you know, them guys should just stay quiet, you know, shut up. You know, when you guys are in the game, then we'll listen to you. But if you're not in the game, stay out of the game because we got our job to do. And we're gonna knock this guy out.
Ryan Garcia's fight with Conor Benn already had enough questions surrounding the matchup, but Eddie Hearn came into this discussion sounding like he wanted to throw the entire business side of boxing onto the table. Before getting into the promotional fireworks, though, Hearn actually made a pretty important point about Benn's chances. He admitted Conor is always going to be competitive because of his work ethic, toughness, and mentality, but he remains seriously concerned about what happens when that body has to come back down to 147 after spending so much time at higher weights. That caught my attention because Hearn isn't simply dismissing Benn. He's questioning whether the version of Conor we see at the weigh-in can still produce the same intensity once the fight gets deep.
I think Conor's always going to be competitive. You know, he trains really hard. He's got a lot of heart. I don't like him at 147 pounds now because that was one of the problems in going to 160 to fight Eubank. To come back to 140, it's a really tough thing to do. And I think when he fought Prograis, was it 151 or 150? He just didn't look the same. He looked like he was lacking power, didn't look that strong. And Ryan Garcia is a guy who's kind of built his way up to 147. He's super fit and good at the weight at 147. And he's a world-class fighter who punches very, very hard and is very sharp. So Conor's always going to be in the fight because he's got a lot of heart, but I don't see him winning that fight at 147.
Then Hearn shifted into full promoter mode, talking about how Benn climbed the WBC rankings and admitting that Matchroom played its part in positioning its fighter as highly as possible. That's where the interview suddenly became less about punches and more about the wild politics surrounding this event. Hearn clearly sounds amused by the fact that Ryan and Conor ended up on DAZN and that Oscar De La Hoya is back in the mix alongside Zuffa. His sarcasm was almost louder than the actual argument. You could feel the satisfaction in his voice when he basically welcomed everyone to the reality of boxing, where no single company gets to control every piece of the puzzle. And honestly, that's the funniest part. Dana White, Oscar De La Hoya, DAZN, Zuffa, Ring Magazine, Everybody wants a seat at this table, yet the two fighters still have to settle everything once the bell rings. All the suits can argue over the stage, but Garcia and Benn get the final word.
Do you think they wanted that fight to be on DAZN? Dana White just slagged DAZN 4 weeks ago. Now he's having to promote a fight on it. And guess what? It ain't even a Zuffa show. It's a ring card. So like all the excuses where they go, oh, those ring cards, they're not Eddie Hearn shows. So now, what's this, Dana? Is this not a Zuffa show? And guess what? Oscar De La Hoya's co-promoting it. I mean, you can't make it up. DAZN and Oscar De La Hoya have completely run rings around Zuffa. Oscar De La Hoya has had Dana White's pants down. And now Dana White's got to sit up on the stage, on the dais, with Oscar De La Hoya next to him.
After all the chaos, jokes, heated moments, and non-stop predictions, Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn have only one thing left to settle. What happens when the bell rings? Conor brings pressure and toughness, while Ryan brings speed, timing, and serious power. So who has the better game plan? Can Benn force Ryan into a fight, or does Garcia's speed become too much? Drop your prediction and thoughts in the comments, let's debate. And yo, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next one.